Everybody, it's the Chris and Des Show. I'm Chris.
And I'm Des.
And today we're going to talk to you about the Oscar nominations. We're going to predict what we think is going to be nominated.
They're next week.
As
we're filming this. We're filming this on Monday, March the 8th. Right? Today's the 8th.
Yes.
And they come out the next Monday, the 15th. You have to check his watch.
So.
Like 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
something crazy.
Like usual. You go, and then you can watch them online and all that kind of good stuff. But we've got some like categories for like this. Yeah, I think so.
It's
and
a
some we're like,
kooky
I
year.
don't know,
It's a kooky year in the first place. So, I don't know.
Yeah, and we've seen some patterns now with the Critics' Choice and Golden Globes and the Screen Actors Guild nominations. Mm-hmm. And so we're kind of like, okay, kind of getting our footing a little bit. And then there are some things like, I don't know. And so you'll see some things that we really want to happen maybe, and then some things that are going to happen, we think. So we'll see how it goes.
I feel like there's so many things that I want to happen that are not on this
I know, that's
list.
true. Not all of the best performances are really there. Sometimes there's all.
We'll wait till the nominations happen. They might
surprise
us.
Me.
Which I would be fine with.
They haven't yet, but we haven't. All right, so we usually just do supporting actor, supporting actress, actor, actress, director, and picture, but we added animated film because we've seen a lot of animated films.
Because we wanted to.
And so we wanted to add it. Now, they sometimes don't do 5 films. They sometimes do less, and if they did less, I think there's 4 for sure contenders, and then there's a 5th spot of like, I don't know.
Maybe.
So for sure, Soul, I think that is locked in. Onward, I think is pretty tight in there as well too. Wolfwalkers as well too, and Over the Moon. I think those 4 movies are like locked in. For sure.
We think maybe Shaun the Sheep.
That would be our 5th if we had to add.
If they need a 5th, that would probably be the one.
They love the company. Oh shoot, I forgot the name now. The one that does
the claymation
Chicken
stuff,
Run and
the guy and there's no dialogue. It's just all sound effects and stuff. I haven't seen it. He has seen it.
Yeah.
But I remember the first Shaun the Sheep.
Yeah, I saw the first Shaun the Sheep. I don't think I saw this one.
Oh, you didn't see this one? Oh, okay.
But I love Shaun the Sheep also, so I'm all for it. Great.
So there you go.
Great. I hope they do.
Yeah.
If not, maybe the Croods, like that's what got into the Globes, but it's like a little too, I think, cheesy for them. But I like the second Croods actually a lot, so I'm fine with that too. But they usually like to pick some obscure one, like some more adult.
Well, see, I think Wolfwalkers is the obscure.
You think so?
Yeah, it's not more adult, but it's more obscure. I don't think the common know about Wolfwalkers.
I think it's pretty well known, especially because like on Apple TV Plus and they're promoting it like crazy.
Oh well, okay.
I'm thinking like even less known than that, like some like and usually some adult one, like you know what I mean, like
oh yeah,
what's
do
the
like
I Lost My Body
one.
Where it was like the hand got
man, yeah.
I liked it and
I
doesn't
did not like it.
It's usually one where like I never heard of that movie.
And it's more about the animation than
about the
story.
And they don't like to just do kids movies. They like to do something.
Yeah. No, it's true. So we'll have to wait for the nominations.
So we'll see. Maybe there's some movie about some person getting decapitated.
Probably not. They did that already.
So here's Best Supporting Actress, and we picked all the same people, just in different order.
Yeah.
I didn't mind like order of who I like thought was gonna. Well, no, I didn't on this category. I usually do with this category. I didn't.
I'm doing Gold Derby. I just do Gold Derby.
Oh
my goodness.
Well, sorry about that. We're having all these announcements.
Your laptop is yelling at us.
So Olivia Coleman for The Father, I think she could win easily again.
Yeah, I think she absolutely could win.
And she's wonderful in The Father. She's really wonderful in everything. Oh, Des and I were talking about this. She's the easiest person in the world to vote for because she's so nice and funny and real and down to earth.
That's the part. She's real and down to earth.
You just love her.
And yeah, same thing with Frances McDormand. They have a similar energy of they're just being themselves.
Yeah, and she's even kinder though. I feel like at the Globes watching her like root for everyone and so happy.
She was
for
a
everybody.
light bulb. Her face was just so. Yay, you won!
And her speeches are always the best. She gives fantastic speeches.
She's great.
Yeah. And then Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy. I think she's pretty secured as well, too. Oh, man, if Olivia Coleman beats Glenn Close again, it's just going to be...
It is what it is. Maybe. I think Olivia deserves to win.
Oh, yeah. I think
Glenn.
Me too. I totally agree.
I don't think there's any way Glenn wins. That's just my 2 cents.
We'll see. Amanda Seyfried for Mank. She was in the front runner. She's the one I think actually could be dropped out, and I think they could replace her with a few different people, but Helena from the little girl from News of the World.
From News of the World.
For sure could, I think, take that spot. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
And now that Amanda's not great in that movie's just...
She's the only great part about that movie.
I'm glad people are starting to realize it's not as great as everyone thought.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Yoo Jung-yoon for Minari. Please.
She should. I hope she
so
does.
good in it.
She's really good.
And then Maria Bakalova for Borat. Here's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down
I haven't seen it.
Maria, Olivia, and Glenn, honestly, I think.
I don't think Glenn's even in that list. I think it's Olivia.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's, for my 2 cents, I think it's Olivia. I think it's these two.
Oh, really? I don't think she can win. I don't think...
You don't think she can
a
win?
non-English speaking part, really.
Okay,
Just with this Academy.
That's valid.
With this Academy, I don't think so. But I think Maria has a good chance. The only thing is I hate comedy. But
I haven't seen this performance. That's why.
It's like, I watched an interview with her. If you have seen it, I watched an interview with her, and it's almost hard to believe they're the same human being. Like, her character in Borat and her as a person. Like, I didn't even know you were... I can't
so
comprehend.
transformative.
Yeah, she's so different. Like,
okay.
Wow, that is crazy. So, and she's the heart of that movie, as much heart as it has. Right?
Yes. Good.
So I think she has a good chance. Up here.
Supporting actor.
So we said Daniel Kaluuya from Judas and the Black Messiah, who's easily going to win. Don't worry about anybody else. Sorry.
Sorry.
Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami.
For a second, Leslie Odom was the front runner, but then Daniel just went.
And he's that whole movie.
Yeah, he is that whole movie. And
good.
It's good. Yeah.
And I feel like people feel like there's a sense. I always am feeling stuff. That there's a sense of like it's his time for an Oscar. Yeah. And I think so too.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got a bunch of good performances in a row, and it's like, yes, now is the time to not to worry. Yeah. And it's a good movie, important movie, all that kind of stuff.
All those things.
Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami, Sacha Baron Cohen for The Trial of Chicago 7. He's fantastic also in that.
Yes. Yes.
Now, okay. So that's where I think those three are a lock.
Right.
I do think Chadwick Boseman gets in for The Five Bloods. We both tell you that. But I also don't know if there's going to be... That's when a movie like Sound of Metal. To me, Sound of Metal and The Five Bloods are in the same area. They could either, like, if the Academy likes them, they could be all over the place.
Yeah.
You could see Delroy here. You could see... you could see Spike Lee here, or you could see it in here. Totally.
Yeah.
If they liked it. Sound of Metal, same thing. You could see Paul Raci here. You could see... You will see Riz here. You could maybe even see a Best Director, or you could see a Best Picture for Sound of Metal. Or you could not.
Or they could not be anywhere.
If they didn't.
They're right on the bubble.
Yeah.
They're right on the bubble of either being everywhere or being nowhere.
And it just depends how the guilds, all the little guilds felt like.
Yeah.
How did the sound guild like it? How did the... And they'll all vote. Des and I love The Sound of Metal, so please vote for The Sound of Metal because it's so good. So good.
So good.
And then I said Jared Leto only because he keeps popping up everywhere. Right? He's got... The SAG nominations what really clinches it for me when you look at, like, they're the biggest ones voting for these categories.
Did he win? He didn't win.
Well, the nominations aren't out. I mean, the winners aren't out yet for SAG.
But they just have the nomination.
Right.
Okay.
And then he got nominated for the Golden Globe, too. It was a surprise, the Golden Globe. It was like, oh, what a fluke. The Golden Globes are weird. They nominate weird things. And then it was like, oh, SAG also?
No, SAG. Getting nominated for SAG brings
minute.
a little...
Wait a minute. Maybe people are watching this movie more than we thought.
Yeah.
And they did a really smart thing, Warner Brothers, by releasing it on HBO so that everyone could watch it. Even if you can't go to the movie theater, you could watch it on HBO. That's how we watched it.
Please, yes.
And Dennis picked Paul Raci from
Sound of Metal.
Which he'd be wonderful. He's wonderful. He was the number one for a long time of like, he's going to win, win. And then all these other men just came and pushed him down.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now we're to Best Actress. And did we pick all the same people? Yes, but in a different order. I said Viola Davis and Carey Mulligan and Frances McDormand and Andra Day and Vanessa Kirby.
And so I think these 4 women have been in they've been nominated for every single award this whole entire season.
I think those nominations are for sure.
I think Promising Young Women they're gonna like a lot more than people had anticipated at the Oscars. They've been liking it everywhere a lot more. It just won. She just won Best Actress last night at the Critics' Choice Awards. Also, Carey Mulligan did.
Yep, there you go.
And I watched a video that said it wasn't a very like awards worthy performance. I totally could not disagree more than with that statement.
Yeah,
I thought she was brilliant and amazing.
Absolutely.
And Viola Davis is really good in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and Frances McDormand is the best she's ever been in Nomadland.
Yes.
If she hadn't just won her second Oscar recently.
If she hadn't won last year, I really wish she had
2 years ago.
2 years. I really wish she had not won for
Three Billboards.
The 3 Billboards, and I wish she could win for this.
Totally.
Because this is a much better movie.
Yes. And Sally Hawkins could have won for Shape of Water. Oh, sorry, we'll get other.
Don't get it.
Okay, and then Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman. I think this is going to be Pieces of a Woman's only nomination. Though this is where it has another play with Ellen Bernstein if she was to get in there somehow.
Yeah, it's hard to see that.
But she's also really good.
She's really good in that.
She's really good. And then I think it's really just a 5th spot. Now, I'm praying that Andra Day has made enough dent in that 5th spot. She won the Golden Globe. She didn't get a SAG nomination, though, right?
Yeah.
And so that hurts your chances because that's who's voting for this category a lot is the actors. And so it's like, shoot, why didn't you?
And she is younger. Like she's
it's her
new,
first real movie.
New on the scene.
Starring movie.
And there could be a logic where, well, she got a Golden Globe. So she can do something else in order to get an Oscar.
But
so we'll see.
She is amazing.
She is amazing in this movie.
So it's hard to deny that part.
Goodness gracious.
I don't know who would take that spot then.
If not Andra.
Yeah. Amy Adams, I guess, is the other one people were talking about.
She got nominated for the SAG. I just don't think you can compare the two performances at all.
And I also think, I forgot my brain. I thought Zendaya was in it for a while for Malcolm and Marie, but it seems like that movie was kind of like
that's kind of fading.
It's also hard because it's very anti-film critics, like against film critics in the movie, and so if you were a film critic watching this movie, you might not like it. But she's fantastic in it as well too.
All right.
So I think this is it.
Yeah,
I think
hope
that's
it. Yeah.
Actually, we had a little difference here.
Yeah, we both picked Chadwick Boseman, and then Anthony Hopkins, and then Riz Ahmed, and Gary Oldman. And then I'm thinking that they put Delroy Lindo in there in that 5th spot, and Chris is saying Steven, I don't know his last name, from Minari.
I can't remember his name. Yeah, from Minari.
I wouldn't be mad if either of these men took the 5th spot.
Right, totally. He got this is who everyone was like, oh, he could even maybe overtake Chadwick.
He's not overtaking Chadwick.
No one's overtaking Chadwick. And no one deserves to. This is Chadwick Boseman's year. He's fantastic. Nothing to do with just the fact that he's no longer alive, obviously, but he just is really, really good.
It's a great performance.
Really, really good.
It really is.
Anthony Hopkins is great in The Father also, but he has Oscars. I'm going to turn over them.
He is really good at that performance. We need to talk about that movie.
And Riz Ahmed is so good in The Sound of Metal. Oh man,
I would. He's the one that I want to win.
I know. If Chadwick wasn't in this, then I would vote for Riz. Gary Oldman, we don't like Mank that much, so but he does a good job. He's fine. He's a good actor.
He's a great
actor. He already has
actor.
an Oscar, though, so he's totally fine. Then the SAG went with Steven. So I was like, okay, that's fine. This 5th spot. It's kind of like, again, this 5th spot of like, I don't know. It could go to like 4 or 5.
It could go anyway.
People we think. I'd also like the guy who played Malcolm X in One Night in Miami. I think I would have.
Oh, yeah,
he's really good too, as well too. I know he was up there in the running as well too. So who knows? So for sure, these 3 have been in everything. Sure. And I think Gary's pretty safe lock.
You think so? Yeah. I would be happy if these 2 spots were a little more.
And these 2 guys took it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really good. I think they're gonna like Mank more than we.
Yeah, I know.
And
then Best Director.
Okay, at once upon a time, this was like a a race. And now I think Chloe Zhao is.
Yeah.
How can
Right?
she possibly lose? She's won every single thing that you
Well,
know.
especially since Frances for the movie, it's probably will be the only and Best Picture.
Yeah, it's definitely in the running for Best Picture. I think
true.
it could win for sure. So we said Chloe Zhao, and I think she's gonna win easily. We should be the second woman ever to have
Isn't
won
that
an Oscar for
crazy?
Best Director.
That's it's crazy to me.
And then this is probably not my best guest category because I know everyone wants David Fincher to be nominated, but I didn't like Mank, so I didn't choose it. So we both picked Chloe. We both picked Aaron Sorkin for Trial of Chicago 7. I think that's going to happen for sure. We both picked Regina King for One Night in Miami. Okay, Olivia Coleman and Regina King are the two easiest people to vote for because they're wonderful and nice. They're so good at their jobs, and they're like the most popular people in Hollywood because everyone just loves them. And she's easy to love. Regina King, oh man,
You can't.
she's wonderful,
There's
and she's
nothing
also
you
just
can say.
great. She has an Oscar already for acting, but she totally should be nominated for directing this movie.
Yes.
And then we picked Lee for Minari also. He hasn't been getting nominated for a lot of stuff, like the Globes and stuff like that.
I don't feel like that's a good.
But that's not always an indicator of the directors.
Globes. I don't.
The
think
Directors
Globes
Guild
are
is what you want to be nominated
yeah.
for. And I think Emerald is going to get the Directors Guild. If I was being...
What movie is that? What movie is Emerald?
Promising Young Woman.
Promising Young Woman. Okay.
I think Emerald... What's really going to happen probably is Lee's not going to make it in and David's going to make it here probably. And it'll be... But I don't know. But I think this is what I would want to
That's what
happen.
you
And
chose.
I'm making it happen. Like, this is what I'm saying.
But again, we are trying to predict what they're gonna do.
This is always the category, though, I feel like, where they pick someone that you don't think.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping
I always
this
feel
will be-
like in every category, there's always one that emerges that was not on. We didn't think was gonna happen.
They like to spice it up.
Very rarely do we get all 5 of a category right. We always get like 4,
I
3
feel
or
like-
4, and then we always mess
I
up.
feel like there's a
the
category, like, usually that we get...
correct.
Like,
Yeah.
we get all of them right.
Yeah.
And then usually get 4 and another.
But that's not the norm.
But I think it'd be good if 3 women were nominated. Chloe, Regina, and Emerald. First of all, those 3 women did great jobs directing 3
They
great
did.
movies.
You can't argue with that. I don't
know,
see it
I know.
happening. That's just my 2 cents.
We'll see.
We'll
And I
see.
know everyone likes David Fincher in the world of directing, so he's fine. Or, so
I want you to be on camera more.
sorry, I'm just trying.
You're facing the whiteboard.
And then here's Best Picture. Now they can nominate anywhere from 5 to 10 nominees, depending on how many votes, first and second votes they get. And so we were in agreement with Nomadland and Trial of Chicago 7 and Minari and One Night in Miami. And we said Ma Rainey, though I think that's a questionable one, actually. I'm putting it in there, but I think that's the one that is going to be the... And we said Mank, even though we didn't want it ourselves. And Promising Young Woman and The Father. Right? There's a lot of old white people.
I'm sticking with those 8. I think those are the top 8, and I'm saying that's all.
I'm hoping, and I'm putting it out there so that it happens. Because they always do something different.
He can't help it. He can't.
I can't help it. They're putting something out there. I'm putting it out there because they're always going to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think
Which
9
is
is a good
That's
act.
why we're even here, trying to predict them, because nothing's that predictable.
Right. And I think Sound of Metal is a great movie. And I think people are going to watch it and be like, that was a great movie. I really liked that movie. And so I'm hoping they put it in there. That's what I'm hoping. But here's some other things that could happen. The Five Bloods could get in for sure.
Easily.
I'm trying to think. I'm looking at our other
The other movies.
nominees. I think also The Father maybe could not make it.
Yeah.
But I think you need an old white people category movie, and that's their movie probably. For those people in the Academy who are voting. Des would like the U.S. versus Billie Holiday to get in.
Would
she
love
said.
for that to get in.
So you never know. I think it wouldn't be like shock out of like really big shock.
all
is
sorts
if
of shockers.
the second Borat movie got in for Best
No,
Picture.
I'm
I think
saying
that could be
no.
like a huge shock.
No.
There's none of these movies are even comical. Promising Young Woman, I guess, is the closest thing you have. But even that is like heavy.
No,
So,
I don't need Borat to get that kind of attention. I don't need it. I
not-
don't. It would make me feel bad about our society as a whole if Borat got nominated for Best Picture. I don't.
She
I'm
can't
against it.
She can't do the.
I can't do the fooling. He's fooling people.
Yeah, she can't.
And he gets their permission. He must get their permission afterward in order to use the footage. So they have to say yes on some level somewhere. But in the initial moment when he's filming the thing, they don't know they're being filmed. And I don't think that's fair. I think it's a little bit mean. And I don't like it.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. You can like it. You absolutely can. There's plenty of people out there who love
like
Borat
it.
because he has made millions of dollars on these movies. So go to town. It's not my thing.
Yeah, and so I think. Well, also, I guess Judas and the Black Messiah too is the other maybe one that could be in there as well too. So we'll see. We'll see. This is what we think.
Heavy movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of heavy movies. Yeah. That's why I was thinking maybe.
Or The Promise. What? The Life Ahead. There's nothing on here for The Life Ahead.
I don't think it's gonna get it in. I think it's gonna song.
Oh yeah, song.
I love that song.
That is a good song.
And she was in the running here as well too.
That wouldn't bug me.
Sophia Loren's amazing in that movie, so I wouldn't bother me either. But who would she kick out?
Yeah, nobody.
So
there'd have to be a sixth person.
Or Vanessa, like no one, they don't like Pieces of a Woman enough, and Vanessa gets out.
Yeah.
But I think she's been pretty solid.
Because come on. Don't you want to see Sophia Loren at the Oscar Awards?
She also has a chance to be nominated for Best Documentary Short. Netflix has a documentary short called "What Would Sophia Loren Do," which is in the running. We made the short list.
That.
It's super good. I watched it. It's super cute about this lady who modeled her life after Sophia Loren. She just like used her as like hope. Like if she can do it, then I can do it. Kind of thing. And it's fantastic. And then she gets to meet Sophia Loren, and it's so great.
Come on.
It's so great.
All right.
And yeah, it's just a good. It's just a cute movie. So I think actually that's going to be in the running too. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it. Documentary short.
Excellent.
So Sophia Loren could be all over the place.
Well, good.
So we don't know. All right, let us know what you think. Like, subscribe.
Do all the things.
Tell us all the things.
Have you seen any of these movies? What's
your favorite? What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? Who
Yeah.
are you hoping doesn't get in, and who are you hoping does get in? That's what we want to know. Okay, bye.
Bye.